Are we on, yeah? Alright boys, welcome back. Episode 4 of Road to Pro. Firstly, I actually want to touch on the episode names, like the name of the series. That was actually G's idea. We're just playing on the fact that everybody has the same YouTube series of Road to Pro. But let's be honest, it definitely gets clicks, and it's not untrue because I've been on this road to Pro for long enough now. So today we are training at King's Gym in Bury, which is home to One Punch Naz or Niall Darwin, classic physique, Olympia qualified athlete from the UK. So I'm going to take you through push and arm session today while I'm up there training. Exercises, sets, reps. I'll probably just take you through like top sets, to be fair. But I've already had meal 1, which you'll have seen on the training day, full day of eating. So I've had meal 1, meal 2, usual morning routine. I have my pre-workout in the car, which is Engineered Catalyst, glutamine, creatine, turbo pump, and I can't even remember what the engineered pre-workout's called now, but the stimulant pre-workout. So when we get there, I'll take you through exercise 1. So yeah, see you there. Alright boys, we're in King's Gym in Bury. Very good gym from what I've seen. One piece of advice I give people when they come to new gyms is give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to walk around the gym and scout out pieces of equipment that you want to use. I don't know about anybody else, but I get like, I'm like a kid in a candy shop when I get to a new gym, and I get quite like worked up to the point where sometimes I actually miss pieces of kit that I could use, and then I finish the session, I look back and I'm like, I could have really used that bit of kit because I was just so like worked up. I miss it. So just when you get to a new gym, just calm down almost, and take the time just to look around, see what kit there is. Obviously at a new gym there's not going to be bits of kit here that will be at your gym, so definitely give yourself a chance to use new bits of kit. All I would say is mimic the movement patterns. You don't have to do the same bits of kit that's on your plan. Have some fun, enjoy it, try other pieces of kit. Like, don't be afraid to do the same movement pattern but try other pieces of kit. So first exercise for me on pushing arms is a side lateral raise. For me, side delts you can never have enough of, especially in classic physique or bodybuilding as a whole really. Side delts is something that I definitely need to improve on, so it's been a movement that I put at the start of push sessions. So the way that I like to do certain movements is, instead of doing like pyramid warm-up sets up to my top set, what I'll do is I'll do one warm-up set which will be about 20 to 30 reps close to failure, and it'll be a serious burn, but it'll drive tons of blood into the muscle, and it'll give you a really good mind to muscle connection when you go onto your working sets. So that's a bit of advice there, is your first set, 20 to 30 reps, dry blood, dry mind muscle connection, and then that'll get you ready for your next set, which will be your top working set, which is what you're going to see here now. I really like this seated side bend side lateral. The way that I like to use it is, you'll see it's got handles on it, and those handles, if you face into the piece of equipment, it'll have you at like a 90-degree angle, and it'll force you to do this, which is brilliant. But if you want a better connection on the side delt, I suggest having straight arm or a slight kink, and you want to think about driving knuckle down, and I call it around the world. So you want to think about going around the world. So you want to scrape knuckle across the floor and up the wall. And the good thing here is the pad is going to be higher up the arm. So in essence, like, not to get too sciencey, you'll get a better connection on the delt because there's less distance between the delt and the arm. So if you had a dumbbell, there's a longer distance, and I find the connection isn't as good, and it'll give me more chance to use other movers, other muscles. But when the pad's higher up my arm, it allows me to just think about literally side delt. So I've already done the 20 to 30 rep warm-up set, and now I'm going to go into my top working set, which will be about 12 to 15. I'll do 2 sets of this, and then we'll move on to a pressing movement. Here we go. Oh. 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 Fuck. That's such a good bit of kit, man. Whew. Let's repeat. Alright boys, we're on to the first main mover, as I like to call it. First compound exercise of this session. Incline press. Now, I prefer on this session to do an incline machine press. However, the machine presses here are good. They're just the replica Nautilus pieces. The handles, if you've ever used them, are like super thick. I'm not a thick handle person. I like gripping things which are thin, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm going to use the Cybex Smith in this case, which I have back at Ultraflex. Very good piece of kit. Kind of a fail-safe option. With this piece of kit and with this movement, what we're looking for here is top line. So we're looking for upper chest, front delt, we're looking for power. Yes, the weight is going to be controlled, but I am not scared of a little bit of body English. It's funny, I was actually talking to Jack Thorburn yesterday when I was doing stiff leg deadlifts. We both agree that there's a point in lifting a certain amount of weight where you have to use aggression. You cannot move certain weight dancing around it. I think it gets to a point where for that weight to move and for it to move confidently, it has to be lifted with aggression. It has to be lifted with emotion. So while yes, this movement will be lifted with execution that is precise, I will not be too worried about a little bit of body English. I was very tempted to put 3 plates on here, but not my gym. Obviously out of routine, I like to play it safe. I'd rather see myself do a little bit less weight, high repetitions. Here I'm shooting for 6 to 9, 6 to 10. One thing I always tell myself is this ain't shit. You know, it ain't shit I ain't done before. So let's get to it, man. 55 on the bar. Let's do it. Okay. This ain't fucking shit. This ain't fucking shit. Motherfucker. Come on. Separate the pack, let's go. Good set. Alright, so as you saw in that set, all yours, mate. All yours, big dog. So as you saw in that set, 8 reps. The thing as well with the Smith machine, at least, is you can go for that extra rep that you think might go, might not go. In the off season, I really don't mind doing 50-50 reps. I think there's a place for it. Obviously, if I had a spotter, that last rep would have just literally needed that and it would have gone. That's the problem with, I find when I use the Cybex Smith, is it has a stick point where literally it won't move if I haven't got a spotter, but if somebody literally just touches it with their fingers, it'll go, because I've got that much force behind it. So 8.5 reps there, happy with that. Back off set, dropped it down 10 kilos aside. So we've got 45 on the bar now. Probably shooting for 10 to 12. And if we get more, perfect. 10 to 12. Easy. Do it, man. Okay. Ooh. 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 And again, fuck. Alright boys, main mover number 2. Flat press machine for chest. I actually have the Gym Leco flat press back at Ultraflex, is what I actually use on my push day on a Tuesday. But it's the only flat press in here which I feel like I'm going to get my best bang for my buck. Like, I don't want to get on a new piece of kit and waste the 2 sets that I've got. I'd rather use something I'm familiar with rather than trying to mess around with kit I'm not too sure on the angles and the load and stuff like that. So this and the Flex Leverage flat press are my 2 favourite flat presses. Jeez, that is a tongue twister. The reason why I really like this one, it does actually converge, and instead of just pressing horizontally, it does actually come down a little bit. If you want to get like scientific, it's working with the chest fibers. It does also drop off in the contraction, so it is super heavy in the stretch, and it does drop off in the contraction. Give me a bit of mud. So yeah, you good? Yeah? Nah man, don't worry about it. I'll move it. So yeah, I didn't get paid to move weights, but apparently I'm doing it anyway. So yeah, heavy in the stretch, drops off in the contraction. 2 sets here, 6 to 9, and then 10 to 15. Let's get it. Okay. Let's fucking go. Come on then. Let's do it, man. Easy money. 6 to 9. Same shit. Same fucking shit. And you. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. It's a top set there. 3 plates. I think it was 9 reps. So good set. Back off set here now. Dropped off 10 kilos aside like the incline Smith press. Again, shooting for 10 to 15. The pump that you get off this machine is mega, like the contraction is so sick. Yeah, big fan, big fan. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Okay. Okay. Switch on. Pro card to win. Pro card to win. Let's do it. Yeah. Ooh. 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 Whew. Good. 11. Alright boys, 3rd and final mover or compound for this session. We're just 1 set here on an overhead press. So for me, when it comes to training delt on a compound movement, a lot of your delt work from a compound movement is going to come from incline pressing. When it comes to overhead pressing, I do think there's a place for it, but I don't think that to build a full round delt, overhead pressing is literally like the be all end all. Hence why it's only one set here, and I start with 3 sets of isolated side lateral delt movement, and then on my other push day again, that will be 2 sets of overhead press, so total 3 sets of overhead pressing through the week. So I only really need 1 here. I am not the strongest overhead presser in terms of endurance during a set, so I can move weight but I can gas out quick. So for me it's better to put less load on the bar and allow myself to get a higher rep range rather than just like 6 to 9. I'm shooting for more, probably like an 8 to 12. I'm gonna give in. I'm gonna use this Nautilus replica press, even though the handles are fat as anything. A good thing when it comes to overhead pressing that I like to tell people, unless it's the prime shoulder press, I like to use a handle that's a neutral grip rather than a grip where you're open like this. When you're running a neutral grip, you're going to be again running with the fibers of the delt, and I just find you get a better connection when the elbow's close to the body and you're pressing like straight up. It's almost like you're mimicking a front raise, but you're pressing instead. So just 1 set here, big stretch, big squeeze, just fucking rinse it, man, and then we will move on to our next exercise. Let's get it. Okay, let's go. It's fucking easy money, easy money. Let's fucking come on. Yeah. Good. Never fucking give up on that last rep. It will go if you just keep pushing, man. So now that we've done all of the compound lifts for the push side of things, this will be the... Now this G just blew me a kiss across the gym. Now it's onto the arm section of the workout. So literally for arms, it's 2 exercises for triceps, 2 exercises for biceps. We're going to be doing a push down for triceps, an overhead extension for triceps, so we're working the short head and the long head. And then for biceps, we're going to be doing a preacher curl variation, so working the bicep in the short head, and then we'll do some kind of like drag curl with the stack behind us to work the bicep in the short position, and then in the lengthen. So with this tricep push down, I've already done, similar to the lateral movement, I've already done a warm-up set of like 20 to 30 reps. I've done a working set of about 16. I'm going to do a work set here now. I've dropped the weight just by 1 peg, and then I'll do a drop set on this as well. One thing I want you to know when you're doing a tricep push down, elbows remain fixed here. We're not letting the elbows move or the shoulders move. We're literally just pivoting down, squeeze, and when we're coming back up, I want you to think about driving elbows behind you, and we want forearm to biceps, just literally like this, nothing else. And I'm being that guy with my t-shirt rolled up so you can see what's going on. Okay. Straight in with the drop set. Let's go. Full control. Oh, it burns, man. Tricep pushdowns on the cable for the, well, I think it's the short head, honestly. I think if you're doing a press down, for me, I'm feeling it short head. And then we're going to do overhead extensions. For me, this is for the long head. So for me, when it comes to an area that I need to improve, in all honesty, it is that long head of the tricep. Like, I've got quite good arms from the side, but for me, like, as soon as I like lift up, I need like way more of this under here. So this movement for me is absolutely crucial. So again, I've done the high rep set, I've done my first top set, and then now we are going to go into our second working set, and then I'll do another drop set, because I think your small muscle groups, your arms, your delts, I think they can recover from more volume, hitting them with intensifiers, drop sets. So yeah, as well, another thing with this movement is I like to spend time in the stretch. I think it's a movement where we need to be spending time like down here and really just emphasizing and breaking down those muscle fibers. Come on, last set. Let's go. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it. Yep, yep, yep. Straight in. Let's go. Easy money. Easy. Fuck. Yes, bros, so we're on to first movement for biceps. Like I said before, want to be working the bicep in the shortened position first. So that is going to be a preacher curl. Obviously the benefit of using the preacher curl as well is it's going to really isolate the bicep, not allow you to use too much body English, and just get like the fattest pump, man. So again, I've already done the warm-up set, 20 to 30 reps, dry blood. I've done a working set of 16 reps. Second work set here now again, sort of 10 to 15. If we go over a little bit, it doesn't matter. But here we're looking for the peak. We're looking for the peak, those Ronnie Coleman peaks. Come on then, let's get it, man. Easy money. Too light. Stretch and squeeze. Oh. Straighten. Fuck, man. Alright boys, second bicep movement and the last movement of the session. So again, we started the biceps training them in the shortened range on the preacher curl, so now we're going to train them in the lengthened position. So my favourite way of doing this, D-handle cables. Ideally if you've got a stack like this one where they're like close together, and what we're thinking about here is I want to take a step forward. Again, like the tricep pushdowns, we want to be keeping elbows fixed and we want to be keeping that upper arm locked in. And I literally just want to think about dragging knuckles across the floor and up and forward, dragging it back down and spending a little bit of time in the stretch. Obviously that's the whole point of this movement, is we are challenging the bicep in its lengthened position. So we're literally keeping elbows fixed. I just call it a drag curl, but obviously with the stack facing behind us, so we're literally just dragging, squeezing, and then dragging back down, and just repeat until you can't go anymore. Again, like, don't be afraid to get a few partials. This probably for me is actually my favourite bicep movement. The pump that you get off it is pretty mad, so let's get to it, man. Let's get this session wrapped up. Come on then. And that is all she wrote for pushing arms. So that was a very, very good session. To be fair, I got some good numbers in that gym, considering it's not my gym. The kit was familiar, but obviously when you travel and train, it's always different. Then the gym was relatively busy as well, as you can see from some of the footage. People aren't spatially aware of what's going on around them, but I don't get mad at people walking in front of cameras. It's not my jam. But yeah, I caught up with Naz afterwards, which was ironic because I literally mentioned him at the start. He dropped me a message just before I started training. So it's good to catch up with him. Obviously, he flies out to the Olympia tomorrow and then competes, I believe it's next weekend, which I do think he can make top 5, if not top 4. And he looks unbelievable. Like, he was training in a vest when I was training in my vest, which is something I don't do regularly. And yeah, there's a big difference between an Olympian athlete and an amateur classic physique athlete. A big difference, but Naz is super, super cool, super humble. But yeah, home now. Had my post-workout, took it to the gym. Obviously, never leave the house without a meal. I'm going to eat one more meal now, and then I'm going to eat my body weight in sushi. So I hope you guys took something away from that session. Enjoyed it. Filming in the gym for me is not natural. I'm somebody that literally goes in the gym, and if you know me, I literally just train, headphones on. Yeah. Okay, apparently I'm pretty good at it. But yeah, it's not something that comes natural to me at all. So I hope you took something away. Hope I explained things good enough. And that is push and arms in and off season. But yeah, comment, subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.